Hey everyone, welcome back. In part 29, we tackled the backend, building out secure and powerful APIs to handle admin password updates and user preferences. Today in part 30, we are bringing those APIs to life inside our React admin dashboard, specifically within the settings API.js file. Let's dive right in. We start by importing our utility helpers and API endpoints. These include check token and user to ensure we have a valid token and user object. Check token expiry, this makes sure our JWT hasn't expired. Get token and user to extract the logged in user's info. Get auth headers to generate headers including the JWT. And handle session expired, which logs the user out if the session is no longer valid. These helper functions keep our frontend secure and user aware. By the way, this util.js functions are created in part 23. You can check that out for reference. Link is given in the description. Let's walk through the update password function first. This function accepts 3 arguments from the form: current password, new password, confirm password. Before we send anything, we check existence of token and user, then we verify token isn't expired. Then, using getToken and user, we grab the logged in user's ID, which we will include in the payload. After that, we send a put request to our update password endpoint using Axios with the appropriate headers attached. If the request is successful, we return the response data, like password updated successfully. If not, and if the error is a 401 unauthorized, we trigger the handle session expired function, which takes care of logging the user out and redirecting them properly. Next, let's explore the update user settings function. This one allows users to update their email notifications and the dark mode UI preference. Again, we follow the same steps: check token and session validity, and get the user's ID. And then build the payload with updated settings. The Axios put request is sent to the update settings endpoint, and we handle the response just like before. If there's an error, like invalid input or token expiry, we handle it cleanly and throw it forward, so the UI can display proper messages. Let's not forget to add endpoints for these API functionalities in config.js. Now let's make changes in settings.js to make it dynamic. Previously, settings were stored only locally using useState with hard-coded values. Now, we are connecting it to the backend. So first we will import some utility functions. Now we will also import API functions, update user settings and update password from our settings API module, which we just created. Here I added this use effect, so that when the component mounts, and we have user data, we update the form with real values from the database, instead of hard-coding them like before. Now instead of keeping password fields in the same form, I introduced a modal. So I added state to toggle the modal visibility and manage a separate password form object. This handle settings submit function replaces the old generic handle submit. It now calls our actual API with only notifications and dark mode, since username and email are disabled. The password update logic now lives in this separate handler. At first I validate the password match. Then we call the API. If successful, we will reset the modal and clear the form, and if anything goes wrong, we will show an alert saying, failed to update password. Next we will add this new use effect to toggle the dark mode class on the body whenever the dark mode checkbox changes. This helps apply the dark theme globally. Now in this JSX, first we will change handle submit function name to handle settings submit. Then we will remove this password management section. And this new button opens the password modal when clicked, keeping the UI cleaner by hiding the password fields until needed. Now here's the actual modal. Alright, so here we are conditionally rendering a modal only when show password modal is true. That means this password form won't even exist in the DOM until the user clicks the change password button. The modal overlay dims the background, and modal is the container box that pops up on top of the page. This form is dedicated to updating the password and uses the handle password submit function we wrote earlier to validate and send the API request. The update button triggers the password change. The cancel button closes the modal by setting show password modal to false. Here our settings.js changes are complete. Let's make changes in our CSS code. By the way, this settings component is created in part 10. You can check that out for reference. Here in the base style, smooth transitions are added with transition for better dark mode switching. Next let's add transition smooth color changes in dark mode in this form group. Now let's set up the modal overlay. This is the semi-transparent dark layer that appears behind the modal. We set it to position fixed, so it covers the entire viewport, no matter where you scroll. Using display, flex, with justify content, and align items, centers the modal both horizontally and vertically, right in the middle of the screen. And Z-index 999 ensures it floats above everything else. Then we have the actual modal box styling. This gives the modal a clean, card-like appearance. White background, generous padding, rounded corners, all to make it stand out and feel polished. Now let's switch gears and talk about dark mode support. When a user toggles dark mode, we apply the dark mode class to a parent container. All of the following styles only activate when that class is present. This sets a base dark background and white text. We use not important here to make sure it overrides any inherited light background colors. Now we target the settings page and settings form inside dark mode. So the page background is a near black and the form is a touch lighter to create contrast and visual separation. For the labels in the form, we slightly tone down the white to a soft gray. Then we update the input fields for dark mode. Next we tweak the section headers for a more vibrant dark look. We also adapt the save buttons. This gives them a nice purple background in dark mode and a deeper shade when hovered, so users still get feedback when they interact. And finally, let's style the modal in dark mode. We darken the modal background itself to dark gray and make input fields slightly lighter for visual separation inside the modal. White text and light borders keep everything clean and readable. Alright, Now that we have written all the logic and styled our components, let's run the project and check out how our brand new settings page looks like.